we ready? I'm trying to be more consistent in my YouTube channel, so I needed to invest in a couple of things. I decided to get a cute little on-air sign. It's so cute. But yeah, I decided to get that just to make it a little more pizzazz. Like, I'm not gonna let me not having the ideal space stop me from putting these videos up, because I want you guys to see the evolution. I want you guys to see from where I started to where I'm going to get. That also brings me to my next thing. I got this little cute microphone. Look at it, isn't it so cute? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you. I'm always so thankful when you guys come back. Yeah, let's get started on this video. I do have my iPad here. I'm trying to be more organized these days. Today, I'm going to be talking about a very sensitive subject that many of us humans go through. And it's absolutely normal to go through this. We go through funks or whatever it is that you want to call it. So with me, you know, whenever I talk about something or whenever I want to share something, I always want to share it from a source of experience. And in this case, the most recent time that I remember being depressed would be after I had my daughter. I did have mild PPD, which is postpartum depression. It occurs very commonly to a lot of women that just had a child, and even up to 3 years it can occur. So I want to give that normalcy, because it is something that just happens. It just hits you sometimes. Sometimes you try your best to prevent it, but it just hits you sometimes. And you know, the first step is acknowledging. The first step is accepting what it is you're going through. Like, it lasted, like, I know it was a few months after I had my daughter, maybe up to the year. And that's what prompted me to start therapy, because it was very unnatural for me to be in that state. Yeah, so I just want to be very vulnerable about that and let you guys know what prompted me to start going to therapy. A lot of the times when we're depressed or when we're feeling down or in a funk, we feel like it's very hard to get out of it. It's very hard to find motivation to do anything. As you know, as everyone knows that's went through this, I'm sure everyone has in some capacity. And we know, like, in our head, we know the ways that we need to go about it to be able to get out of that state. But what depression does to us is it makes us not want to. All it wants us to do is just leave things unattended. We just don't have the motivation to do anything. It's hard to, we know what we're supposed to do, right? Like, scientifically, maybe psychologically, we know what we're supposed to do to get out of that funk. But what depression or being in a funk does to us is it makes us not even have that desire to do it. It makes us just be like, I don't want to do nothing. I want to lay down, or whatever it is. Everybody experiences this in their own way, right? This video is about giving you that motivation, or giving you at least that sense of, I can do this because she went through this, or this person went through this and they got out of it. I can do it too. I'm going to give you guys a few tips that my therapist told me that really helped me. Let's get to it. So the main thing that my therapist told me when I was going through postpartum depression was tips to release natural dopamine, right? What she was trying to teach me was to release it in the most natural way. So I'm going to talk about a few ways that you can release dopamine. I'll list them out so that you can just have this knowledge, and then I'll break it down after I list that, right? Because sometimes when you're in a funk, when you're in a depressive state, you need it to be broken down, because our brain sometimes just can't process it the way it would if we were not in this depressive state, right? You guys following me? Everybody knows and everybody dreads it. You have to exercise regularly. This is one of the most common ways that you've seen, you've heard of, your brother, sister, anybody has heard of. Scientifically proven. You go and do any kind of exercise, which can include jogging, yoga, dancing, weightlifting, whatever it is, and it naturally releases dopamine and it releases endorphins. This naturally boosts your mood. It will lift your mood up instantly after you start. There's a pesky little fly in here, so if you guys see it, don't judge me. My cat is it's my cat's job to get rid of these flies, and I'm gonna have to fire her and get a new cat. The next way to release natural dopamine is to set achievable goals. This doesn't mean that you have to set outlandish goals. You can set smaller goals. What it does is it provides a sense of accomplishment each time you reach that goal. Another way would be to practice meditation and mindfulness, prayer, whatever it is that you call that quiet time to yourself to reflect and to talk to whatever, whoever it is that you believe, right? Me personally, I go to prayer, works for me every time. But what these mindfulness techniques do is they help to release stress. It helps balance the dopamine that your brain releases. You also have to be mindful about your diet. You have to have a healthy diet. It's no secret that our gut is connected to our brain. If it was a secret, now you know, I let out the secret. Some of us don't want to accept it, and I'm not saying to cut out fast food or all the food that you enjoy, but there's moderation and there's a limit. You have to make sure to reduce these foods that can cause inflammation, that can cause any kind of issues in your body. If these foods are causing issues in your body that you're not aware of, it automatically confuses your brain. It confuses your brain chemicals. It's a whole mess. You have to make sure that you include nutrition rich foods in your diet, like fruits and vegetables, because that aids your brain. You need to be feeding your body healthy so that your brain can protect you, your brain can give you healthy signals. It's like I said, your gut is connected to your brain. You have to make sure you incorporate these foods in your diet, and you can still enjoy other foods like in moderation, but just make sure that the majority of your diet includes these things like vegetables and fruits. And we all know this one, you have to get adequate sleep. Your body needs to restore, it needs to rest. That's so important. I know these days they glamorize the hustle culture, but in reality, your body needs rest. It's just like when you go to the gym. You go to the gym, you work out, you put stress on the muscles, which causes them to restore stronger. But the only way that were to happen is you have to feed them. You have to feed them protein, and you have to go to sleep, because while you sleep, your body is recovering. It's very important. Don't let the glamorization of hustle culture keep you from resting. Don't let it make you feel guilty. You have to do these things for your body to stay healthy. Take that from me. Another thing is you have to socialize and connect. You have to. We're human beings. That's wired in us. You have to go with the people that you love. Socialize even for a little bit, once a week, whatever it is. You can't isolate yourself for long periods of time because it will hinder you. It doesn't mean you need to be social all the time, but you need to have some kind of socialization, some kind of connection to another human being in order for your brain to release that. There's a few other things that I can list. You have to engage yourself in positive self-talk. You have to make sure you celebrate your small wins no matter what. Celebrate them, even if it's just at home and you don't need to go out. You don't need to do anything fancy. You can get yourself a small dinner, cook your favorite meal, watch your favorite show, whatever it is, but you have to celebrate small wins. Even if nobody does it for you, you have to do it for yourself, because this is your body. This is what you're trying to train in your body. One of the most important things you need to do is learn how to manage stress. And I can't stress this enough. You have to manage your stress. You have to eliminate stressors if they're unnecessary. You have to learn coping mechanisms in case stress does come upon you and you have to go through it. Learn coping mechanisms. If you don't know how to do all that, if you can't utilize your resources to find that out, seek professional help, a therapist, whatever it is, psychologist, whatever. There's no shame in it, okay? You don't need to discuss your medical history with anybody, but you do it for yourself. Let them guide you, let them help you. So those are just a few things that you can do to release that natural dopamine. But just remember that everybody's experience is different. What may work for one person may not work for another. What may have worked with me may not work with you, and vice versa. Everybody's experience with depression is unique. I don't want to invalidate anybody's experience. So if you find that none of these things help you, seek professional help. I'm not a professional. yet. Okay, now that we went over a few tips, I'm going to go ahead and get into the smaller details of what my therapist told me that can help me out in the moment of when you're feeling depressed and you want to feel an instant boost of energy, right? So, one way that she told me that can help instantly give you that boost of energy is to activate all 5 of your senses. We have hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and then we have feeling, right? Those are your 5 senses. You can activate all 5 senses in that moment to release that dopamine instantly. Activating all 5 senses while you're depressed can help your overall well-being, because what it does is it alleviates some of your depression symptoms. Listen up. This is why it matters. So what depression does is it leads to a reduced sensitivity of the pleasurable stimuli. Engaging in all 5 senses can provide a broader range of sensory input, and that leads to more positive experiences. Before I give the tips on how to do this, I'm going to explain why it instantly lifts up your mood. So when you engage in trying to activate these 5 senses, it can trigger the release of neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. And these neurotransmitters are associated with happiness, with feeling good. And when you activate these things, it helps counteract your low moods, which are associated with depression. So engaging in these activities can help put you in a state of mindfulness, which is something that I mentioned earlier. So this is what you're going to do, okay? I mentioned the 5 senses already. What I want you to do as an exercise is write down the 5 things that are your favorite things about those 5 senses, right? So what's your favorite thing that you like to hear? Music, ASMR, the sound of your child's voice, your spouse's voice, podcast, whatever it is. Most people's favorite thing is music. I really like hearing harp music, harp, piano, flute music. That really, really calms me down. Second, what do you like to eat? What do you like to taste? What do you like to drink? Whatever your favorite taste is, write that one down. Your third thing is, what do you like to see, right? Your sight. For me, for example, I love seeing my daughter happy. I have her as my screensaver. So I would provide like a picture of my daughter or just look at my phone and instantly feel happy because I love seeing her happiness. That's what I like to see, but yours can be different. You can like something more scenic. You can like colors, abstract art, whatever it is. What's your favorite sight? Have that out too. List that down. So the fourth thing would be smell. What's your favorite scent? Your favorite perfume, your favorite air freshener, whatever it has to be. Mine is lavender. It instantly makes me feel calm. It might be basic, and my outfit is purple, so it might be basic, but your fifth thing, that's feeling, what you can feel. Mine is water. Love water. I love the beach. I love the pool. I love a bath. So I love to make myself a hot bath with bubbles, and I love to just immerse myself in that. So this is my activity to activate all 5 senses. If I ever were in a funk, I haven't done it in a while because I haven't been in one, but I remember that it really helped me out at the time when I didn't feel motivated or interested in doing many things. I would make myself a hot bath in my hot tub, and then I would put bubbles in it, make it nice and, nice and bubbly, nice and hot, make it nice and relaxing. What's the next thing? So I mentioned ears, sight, smell, taste, and feel. Yeah. So that was it. I got all my 5 senses satisfied in that moment while I'm in the bath. I spend like maybe 15, 20 minutes there. If I want to, I'll put on a mask or the under eye mask, whatever it is. And if I want to, I'll like have like my little drink on the side or whatever if I want to add that. But yeah, guess what? It instantly lifts up my mood because I just activated all 5 of my senses. I no longer feel depressed or anything, because how can you feel depressed? How can you feel in a funk if all your senses with your favorite items were activated in an instant. It's great. It really helps you out. And so that's why I wanted to share that. I wanted to share what it is that my therapist told me and that what helped me. You know, even though our mind and our bodies are not motivated to get up and do what it is that we have to do, these things are scientifically proven. Scientifically proven. Things are scientifically proven to work, guys. Come on. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, okay? And that's what therapy does. Sometimes we know that it's there, but we're not aware of it until it's being told to us in the most professional way, right? So that's why I always encourage it. You know, God put these professions on this earth for us. All I'm saying is that God put these things here, these resources here for us for a reason, to get better. There's teachers here for a reason. Even the Bible tells us that we each and every one of us have spiritual gifts, and some of us have the teaching gift. Many of these teachers are out here for us, and as long as we acknowledge that these teachers came from God and are here to help us to get better in order to get on the right track to achieve our purpose, that's amazing. Yeah, so that's basically the gist of my video. This is a longer video, so I'm really appreciate you guys coming here. Let me know how it is. Yeah, let me know if you like this video. I did try to get a little more organized with my on air. I didn't have the background today, but everything's gonna get better. I appreciate you guys coming to my channel. I always appreciate you guys staying to the very end. So please like and subscribe and share. I would love if you did, because that would show me that you really support me. One day it's gonna get bigger. It's gonna get bigger, and I really hope that I see you guys there when it does get bigger. That's my video. Hopefully it helped anybody out there, even if it was just one person. You know, I constantly strive to go toward my purpose, and I feel like my purpose is to help others in the ways that I wasn't helped, and you know, be like a guidance but under the authority of God. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this. Love you guys. See you guys next time.